Hello guys and welcome back to TNT Madness. Today we're going to be doing something completely different, and that is looking at what an actual hybrid is, a hybrid cannon, all of that, some history, an in-depth tutorial on this. So this is pretty much a beginner's tutorial for the basics of a hybrid cannon. However, this will be an in-depth tutorial, so new players should be able to learn everything they need to in this video. This is by far the most basic concept to learn in factions and in cannoning, but it is by far the most important because there are still a lot of myths about it that need to be debunked. If you are some sort of expert that can make a 231 shot with your eyes closed, you probably don't need to watch this video, so if you want to leave now, that is fine, but if you just want to recap, then that is also fine. Hybriding is when sand falls onto TNT, so the TNT blocks are inside the sand block. This allows the TNT to be inside a solid block and blow up, ignoring all of the water around it, as Minecraft only registers the block inside. So this technically allows the TNT to blow up everything around it, while whether water is flowing around the sand block that is currently in or not, which allows you to break pretty much any wall that you want to. Also, this hybriding mechanic can be done in any version of Minecraft, but however, this is normally broken into before 1.7 and before, and 1.8 and after, as there are a few differences, and that's also why you'll see most servers try and have 1.7 or compensate for this issue in 1.8 servers or later on. But the main reason servers have it on 1.7 is not because of this, it's because of how it breaks sand stacking, but that is for another video. So what happens in 1.7 is that TNT doesn't get affected by water, the sand can just fall into the TNT and blow up, while in 1.8 the sand will fall into the TNT, but if there is a flowing water source, like let's say firing at a 45-degree wall, then the actual water can push the TNT outside the sand block and then cause the TNT to not be inside the sand block and just blow up and not destroy anything at all, and then the sand block will just be sitting there. So that's a huge issue, but it's normally fixed if you're playing on any sort of faction server. So we'll be looking at how to actually hybrid and some hybrid cannons in a second, but thanks to this amazing mechanic, we have been able to actually start proper TNT cannons, as no one knew a way to get through water walls until this was found out. Since then, other mechanics like sand stacking has allowed the creation of massive 250 block high walls to be destroyed like they are nothing, and ever since the tunneling effect was found, one-shot cannons have been the norm, and other bigger cannons such as a tunneler cannon has been able to rip through 10 plus walls like they are nothing, and it has really propelled our community forward in thinking of brand new cannons and brand new walls and just ways to progress ever larging and more complicated ways of doing things, which is always fun, as that's what factions and this community is about, because you never really know about factions until you get into either really big base building or into really complex cannoning. Either way, this has allowed the huge game type that is factions to become one of the most popular and enjoyable modes to play in Minecraft, and is personally my personal favorite way to play Minecraft at the moment. So now on to actually showing how hybrids work. So this is our main barrel part, so this is the main propellant of a cannon, and this is what we're going to be firing, and this is what's called a barrel, and we'll be firing this TNT with this sand and TNT at this wall. And this is a normal water wall, and normally if you blow up TNT in here, then you cannot actually blow it up, because you can put TNT in there, but because it's water, TNT doesn't get affected by water, which also allows TNT cannons to work, because this would blow up if we didn't have that mechanic. So what we have here is we have sand at the end here, which is going to fall into this TNT. But how this is going to work is we are going to control this so the sand actually falls into the TNT when it is over here instead of when it is here. However, in bigger cannons, if you propel the sand and TNT fast enough, then they will fire at the same tick, in the same game tick, at the wall at the same time. So then it'll still register it's in the block, but that's just an easier way to do it when you're dealing with much bigger cannons and you have absolutely huge barrels that are firing like 200 TNT as propellant per shot, while this one is only firing 7. So what we're going to be doing is, since TNT fires 40 ticks after you first ignite it, it blows up 40 ticks after you first ignite it, we're going to be using that by activating this TNT 39 ticks after these are activated. So that's why we have these actual repeaters going along here, and if you didn't know, there are 10 redstone ticks in 1 second, so there are a total of 10 repeaters here set to 39 ticks, so this will explode after 4 seconds, but we'll activate this 3.9 seconds before that actually happens. So what that will allow this to do is it'll allow the TNT to fall, but it'll be a falling sand entity, and because it's a falling sand entity, it will not actually blow up. And because it won't blow up, then it'll just get propelled, and since it's still a falling sand entity when it's being fired, because that's what TNT technically is too, is it's a falling sand entity even though it's got the TNT texture onto it, what they'll allow this to do is the TNT will stay as essentially as an invisible block, or a block that is transparent, and then the sand will then fall onto the TNT, and since it ignores the hitbox of the TNT, then the sand can fall onto the TNT and then it will blow up the wall, which is a really overcomplicated way of essentially saying that the sand and TNT is propelled here, the sand falls on top of it and then blows it up. So if we go back here and fire this, we can see this fires off, then we got this huge repeater clock, then the TNT falls down, and then this should explode and blow it up. And despite actually having the TNT have this glitch where it shows above, that's just Minecraft trying to register that TNT cannot be inside a block, the game actually still registers it inside the sand block, so that's how it can hybrid. And all of that happened extremely fast, but essentially what happened was 1 tick before this fired off, the sand went down, and then it fired across here, and then as you could see, it actually hybrided. So that's how this worked, and that's pretty much all it is to hybriding. If you want to have a look at some tutorials on some cannons, I've got a hybrid compressed cannon, which is very good. I've got the simplest hybrid cannon in Minecraft on here, and I've got other much bigger cannons that even if you can't build, you still might enjoy looking at, like my 40 stacker one-shot, and very soon I will hopefully be having a 230 one-shot, which can stack 230 sand, hybrid, and slab bust, and it should fit in one chunk. But anyway, hope you guys did enjoy this video. I know it's a bit different, but tell me if you have any video ideas in the comments below, or if you have any different ideas you want me to do. But anyway, goodbye from TNT Madness.